In 1907, Justice Higgins handed down the Harvester Judgement. This provided for a minimum wage for workers. It began at H.V. Mackay's Sunshine Harvester Factory in Melbourne. In Australia at that time, employers could gain a tax exemption if they could prove they were paying fair and reasonable wages to their workers. Mackay, believing he was paying his workers a fair and reasonable wage, applied to the court for the tax exemption. And so began this historic case that resulted in the first minimum wage in Australia. Justice Higgins realised that in order to make a decision in this case, he had to determine what was considered fair and reasonable. It was based on an average employee who had a wife and 3 children, and it was determined that workers had the right to be able to pay rent and to buy groceries, bread, milk, fuel for a stove, vegetables and fruit. This was a minimum living wage. It didn't include luxury items or entertainment, but it was a start, and the employer no longer had all the power.
Jobs were harder then, I suppose, but it was a pretty good life. The new arbitration court had just given us a living wage. £2.8 it was.
But you could get a pound of steak for 2pence.
And a tram ride cost a penny.
It is relevant to note that it only covered white male workers. Women, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, Asians and Pacific Islanders continued to suffer from appalling working conditions. Despite this, the Harvester Judgement was a beginning toward workers' rights in Australia.